Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, 10 people are killed, dozens more injured in a subway bomb explosion in the Russian city of St. Petersburg. ABC's Molly Hunter has the latest from London.
Multiple people dead and dozens injured Monday when an explosion ripped through a subway car in St. Petersburg. Russia's National Anti-Terrorist Committee says an unidentified explosive device went off on a train traveling between two stations. Seconds later, here, smoke fills one of the stations. These pictures posted on social media show the immediate chaos unfolding. People fleeing for safety, emergency crews rushing to the scene, helping the injured, rescuing survivors. Russia's President Vladimir Putin was in the city at the time of the blast. He vowed to work with authorities to determine whether or not the explosion was a terror attack. He offered his condolences to the families of those killed. Russia's main anti-terror group evacuated the targeted stations. And meanwhile, in Moscow, authorities are stepping up safety checks and tightening all security on the subway in the Russian capital. The Russian Anti-Terrorism Committee is saying that another bomb was deactivated at another train station. The entire subway system remains down in St. Petersburg, and the assumption will likely be Islamic extremists, but there's been no claim of responsibility yet. Molly Hunter, ABC News, London.
And some breaking news just into our newsroom today. Sarasota police are on the scene of a stabbing along the 1100 block of Central Avenue in Sarasota. One person has reportedly been stabbed and taken to an area hospital for treatment. No word on their condition yet. Sarasota police say they do have a suspect in custody. We'll have more on this story as it becomes available. And Sarasota police investigating an early morning one-car crash that killed a Bradenton man and left two others in serious condition. ABC 7's Ray Collins is just back from the scene with details. With more, Ray?
Scott, police say a driver going north on Heigl Avenue missed that turn at Siesta Drive and hit a tree, and here is the result. They say a female was driving the Dodge Journey with a male and female in the back seat. The man, 29-year-old Christopher Tirado of Bradenton, died at the scene. The two women are in serious condition. Only the driver had on a seatbelt. Police believe alcohol was a factor in this one-car crash. It happened about 2:15 a.m. People who drive or even walk around this curve say this can be a very dangerous spot. Those not familiar can be surprised at the blind turn here at Heigl and Siesta Drive. We talked to some vacationers from New Jersey. They say they were surprised how fast cars come through this area.
Just from walking down this way, seeing this curve, there's signs that say 25. I think you should at least get down to 25.
But I think a lot of people are doing a lot more than 25 coming around here. So, you know, it's a pretty dangerous turn, so I think you need to slow down for sure.
So the police investigation continues. Again, one man killed, two women in serious condition. Scott, back to you.
All right, Ray, thank you so much. An update now on a hit-and-run crash that left a bike rider seriously injured last month in Sarasota. Troopers now have photos of the pickup truck that was involved. It's described as a 2006 Dodge 1500. The pickup is blue with tinted windows and a tool chest in the truck bed. Troopers say the truck was involved in the hit-and-run about 2 weeks ago on the Sticking Point Road. The driver hit a man who was riding a bike on the sidewalk. That person remains in serious condition at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. The truck driver took off after the impact. Anyone with information regarding the truck is asked to contact the Florida Highway Patrol, or you can call Sarasota County Crime Stoppers at 366-TIPS. In Manatee County, deputies are investigating a string of vehicle burglaries in East Bradenton over the weekend. They happened around 7 p.m. on Saturday night at Creekwood Dog Park. That's on 44th Avenue East. There, burglars broke into 4 vehicles and stole purses. If you have any information on these burglaries, you're asked to contact the Manatee County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers there at 866-634-TIPS. New at noon, city leaders in Sarasota are thinking about making plastic bags a thing of the past. The city is considering a resolution to support legislation that would give smaller Florida cities the ability to regulate or even ban plastic grocery or retail bags. The resolution would include pilot programs designed by the state Senate for cities with fewer than 100,000 people to impose new rules on bags or bans or plastic bags. Banning these plastic bags is currently not allowed under state law, but if this legislation passes, it does give cities like Sarasota an option to pursue a ban. Mote Marine Lab getting ready to open its new Coral Reef Research and Restoration Center later this month. It will be located on Mote's Summerlin Key campus in the Florida Keys. Will be the largest facility of its type in the world at 19,000 square feet. It will also be able to withstand a Category 5 hurricane. Mote scientists will use the center to research and restore coral reefs in the Florida Keys and beyond. Meteorologist John Scalzi joins us now on a Monday, a humid kind of Monday, isn't it?
Yes, it certainly is.
Yeah.
Sticky out there.
Yeah, it is.
Got really warm across here over the weekend, and we hit some temperatures that were pretty close to the 90 mark. Even Tampa, here we hit 85. Probably do that again today. So
Wow.
really, really warm temperatures across the entire state of Florida, really. And that trend's going to continue for a couple more days.
Right.
Then maybe some relief.
Maybe?
Yeah, no, then some relief.
Okay.
How's that?
All right. Well,
As we head into the weekend looks like it's going to be absolutely spectacular. Van Way's a webcam put into motion shows, yeah, we had a few little fair weather clouds early on this morning. That's given way to some sunshine. We'll build some clouds in inland areas later on this afternoon, and some of those may actually produce a shower or two. Another very warm day here on the Sun Coast. The current air temperature in Sarasota, according to the thermometer there, is 86 degrees already. 85 in Bradenton, 85 in Parrish, 85 in Myakka. Really warm temperatures again today here on the Sun Coast. We'll talk about this cold front that promises us some relief coming up in just a few minutes, Scott.
okay, John, thank you. Happening today, another opportunity to enroll in TSA's pre-check program. TSA has opened a temporary pre-check enrollment center at the Punta Gorda Airport. You can make an appointment for pre-check online and then complete the enrollment in person at the airport. The application fee is $85. That lasts for 5 years. Just bring along identification to register. This year has been one of the busiest years in the airline industry, and with more people flying, airports and security checkpoints will be more crowded than ever before. A recall alert for those driving new Ford pickup trucks. Ford is recalling 53,000 of its F-250 trucks because they can roll away when parked due to a manufacturing error. The recall involves the 2017 model year. Drivers should use the parking brake to make sure the trucks do not roll away until Ford has the replacement parts to fix this defect. Company officials say they're not aware of any accidents or injuries related to this issue. ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now in the studio. Richard, a rough start to a new month here on Wall Street.
Scott, you're exactly right. Down triple digits at several points during the morning, but just by way of quick recap, the month of March basically was a non-event, pretty much sideways. But for the first quarter of the year, yes, a quarter of the year is already gone. For the first quarter, most of the major indexes were up by roughly 4%, so we've certainly done worse. As far as today is concerned, nothing specific, but a lot of people are referring to what's called event risk. That event is the meeting of President Trump with the President of China. That will be Thursday and Friday of this week. So we always need an excuse for while the market's down. And let's see why it's down or how much it's down. The figures as of 12 o'clock noon, the Dow down 84 points, 0.4% at 20,579.10. That in volume of 338 million shares. And the NASDAQ also down decimal 41, 24 points, 5,887.38. That on volume of 607 million shares. And if both of those are down decimal 4, guess what? The S&P down decimal 46, 11 points at 2,351.87. Well, if it looks to you as you're driving around that you're seeing more and more Teslas on the road, guess what? That's because there are more on the road. Tesla announced they have sold 25,000 vehicles during the first quarter of the year. That's a whopping 69% increase over the same quarter last year. 13,500 were the Model S, which is the traditional four-door sedan. 11,500 the Model X, like X-ray, that is the SUV. So certainly Tesla is operating on all cylinders. Scott, they do believe that they can deliver another 25,000 during the second quarter of this year, and they certainly have a lot of people intrigued, and they're selling a lot of vehicles.
And a lot of people anxiously waiting for that cheaper Model 3 to come out
You're
at some point.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You'll be back at 5 with the closing numbers.
Yes, hopefully we can avoid that triple-digit loss. How's that?
That sounds good. We'll see you then. Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome.
Another high ranking for the Sun Coast. The latest numbers from the U.S. Census Bureau shows the Sun Coast is one of the fastest growing areas in the country. This includes Punta Gorda, Charlotte County, and Northport, Sarasota, Bradenton areas. Sarasota County ranked 10th overall in the nation. Manatee County ranking number 32. Some reasons being credited for the growth include new home construction and, of course, lots of water and outdoor activities. Let's get over to the kitchen now and check in for the first time with our ABC7 Culinary Director, Judy Gallagher. Hi, Judy. Happy Monday to you.
Hi, Scott. Happy Monday to you, too. Well, another visit to the farmer's market, Yoder's produce stand, and the fresh market, and I have a complete meal. We're going to use boneless chicken breasts that I've cut into tenders, give them a slight pound with some fresh herbs, very Jamie Oliver style, and pounding out the chicken with the herbs. It's really going to bring some good flavor. Some beautiful pasta from Peperonata Pasta and their own basil pesto, because I didn't have to wash my food processor by making my pesto. So we're going to bring it all together with some other flavors, and it is going to be so delicious and bright for a great dinner anytime this week. So stay with me throughout the hour as I bring you chicken pesto pasta.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
So many times we underestimate the human spirit's drive to recover. We often see people surpass what any of us might have expected initially. The Rehabilitation Pavilion at Sarasota Memorial is the top of the line. It allows us to really bring the patient's recovery to the next level.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Oh, boy, another sweltering day. 86 degrees, the air temperature, dew point 62. We have a south wind, breezy now at 20. That south wind, particularly on south-facing beaches, is creating a real blowout there along the coastline. And we do have a rip current statement issued because of the threat of some pretty strong rip currents today. Just watch your lifeguard flags if you plan on getting into the water today. 82 in Venice, 81 in Inglewood, 85 right now in Bradenton and Parrish and Myakka, 86 in Sarasota, 78 degrees Longboat Key, a cooler spot there, and 84 degrees in Wauchula, 85 in Arcadia. It is going to be a steamy day, but at least the winds will give some relief to the otherwise really warm afternoon. They're brisk today, coming in out of the south at about 15 to 20 this afternoon. And the same thing holds true down to the south, 15 to 20 pretty much does it. That is we'll call it a warm, moist tongue is what it's called in meteorology. It's actually a flow, a narrow ribbon flow of very low-level moist air heading right up into the panhandle to feed a larger scale storm system. And we are getting a lot of that moisture right around here. No rainfall from it yet, but with temperatures as warm as they are, we're going to get a sea breeze this afternoon, despite the fact that we have those strong winds. And I think we may see 1 or 2 storms build right along that sea breeze. It's going to be not going to be a strong sea breeze, and it'll move pretty far inland, I think, with that south wind coming onshore. I think a lot of that sea breeze activity will be east of the interstate. Now, to the north of us, we have some major activity ongoing. We have severe thunderstorm watches. We have tornado watches up for the panhandle. Strong storms moving onshore there. Now, let me stress, these are not storms that are going to really bother us. This is a North Florida event and also a deep south event. But as these storms move onshore, there is the potential here for some tornadic activity as well as strong thunderstorm gusts. They've already had some damaging winds in the last 12 hours or so from strong storms that have moved through parts of Mississippi and Alabama. Trees down. You're seeing some power outages because of these storms, and some very heavy rainfall could lead to some localized flooding there as well. Now, these storms are kind of getting pretty close to the Atlanta airport, and consequently, airport delays are going to be in the cards for that important airport hub for Sarasota. So if you're traveling to that location, you know, call your carrier, make sure your flight's on time, maybe pack your patience. We're looking at a low pressure area continuing to drift off to the north and the east. That's what's causing all of those showers I just showed you. Also, back to the west, there's another low pressure area taking shape here in a very modified form. That's going to tap into some cooler air and eventually come through here and lower our temperatures. But this is the first one we'll deal with. And it will sink far enough south, it'll stall out, and it'll be a focal point in the Big Bend region over the course of tomorrow for a few scattered showers. We'll put in a slight chance of an increased rainfall chance for us tomorrow because of the locale of that front and because of the moisture in our air. But that's really not going to be the weather maker. The one back to the west is the one that really should provide us with our best chance of rain this week. That'll come Wednesday night into Thursday, and that's a significant one in terms of temperature. That's going to shave our temperatures from today's daytime high, which I put at 88, to Saturday's daytime high, which I'll put at 72. And much lower humidity. Scott?
That's something to look forward to. Thank you, John. In health news, the U.S. has joined the list of a global recall of the EpiPen. 13 lots of Mylan's EpiPen and EpiPen Jr. are being voluntarily recalled by the manufacturer. According to the FDA, the pens have a defective part that could keep them from activating. They were distributed between December of 2015 and July of last year. EpiPens are used to give an emergency injection to treat life-threatening allergic reactions. Drinking excessively is a habit that doesn't seem to end when you're younger. According to a new study, binge drinking is increasing in older Americans. The report shows men and women over the age of 60 say they've consumed 5 or more alcoholic beverages in a single day in the past year. Doctors are calling it a public issue because as people age, their body has to work harder to process alcohol. Binge drinking weakens the body, makes it more difficult to control diseases, benefit from medications, and get a good night's rest. Here at home, Sarasota Memorial Hospital has a new state-of-the-art rehabilitation facility for those recovering from stroke and vehicle accidents. The 5-story wing features technology like gait training systems on the ceilings and a robotic exoskeleton, which helped one man walk after he was injured his spine in a car crash.
Stand here and to look you in the eye, I mean, you never think about that prior to being injured, you know, and you're in your own little world in your wheelchair. But in this device, it gives you just that confidence that, you know, you're going to be able to get up, you're going to be able to walk, you're going to be able to work on recovery and just work on getting better.
The pavilion also features a mobility garden where patients can practice watering a garden or walking up and down an incline. Inside, they can transition back to their homes in some of the 44 new private rooms. There's a new coffee on the market to really jumpstart your morning, but pour with caution. It's called Black Insomnia. It's considered the world's strongest coffee with about 59 milligrams of caffeine per ounce. That's almost 3 times the amount in a Starbucks dark roast. The site Caffeine Informer calls it one of the most dangerous caffeinated products. A 12-ounce cup would have more than 700 milligrams of caffeine. The FDA recommends a limit of 400 milligrams per day. Well, take me out to the ball game. This is the start of Major League Baseball season. The Tampa Bay Rays beginning the season with a bang. We'll have more on that coming up right after this.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
A unique celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota. La Musica, the annual international festival of chamber music, with renowned musicians from 4 continents. April 3rd through April 12th at the Sarasota Opera House and at Sainer Pavilion. Buy your tickets now.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help.
And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
History on the basketball court last night. South Carolina taking home its first ever NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. South Carolina beating Mississippi State in the All-SEC Final 67-55 to earn the first title in Gamecock school history. This is also the first time in 5 years the women's national championship team does not come from the state of Connecticut. Tonight, it's the men's turn. North Carolina takes on Gonzaga at 9 p.m. Now, with the arrival of spring comes the kickoff of Major League Baseball. The season starting with 3 games yesterday, starting with the Chicago Cubs, the defending World Series champs, losing to St. Louis 4-3. The Arizona Diamondbacks taking the win against San Francisco 6-5. And then here at home, the Tampa Bay Rays opening the season with a victory at Tropicana Field. The Rays beating the Yankees 7-3 behind some outstanding pitching by Chris Archer. Today, 24 teams are beginning the 162-game push toward October World Series glory. Major League clubs are rolling out some new amenities for the long season ahead.
We just have a lot of things going on here at Citi Field to help enhance the experience so that all of our loyal fans can come out and not only cheer for the Mets on the field, but they can also have a great time experiencing what we have to offer here at the ballpark.
And then for the Atlanta Braves, a brand new ballpark. Everything that includes everything from more comfortable seating to more smartphone conveniences to creative promotions to complement what happens there on the field in Atlanta. Happening tonight here at home, you can meet the Bradenton Marauders in person. The team is hosting a meet and greet tonight at Lecom Park's Fan Plaza. There will be live music, games, even a Marauders inflatable speed pitch and photo booth. The team is coming off its first ever Florida State League Championship in 2016. It takes place tonight from 5:30 to 8:30 at Lecom Park in Bradenton. This is the future of Major League Baseball as the Marauders play in Class A, High A baseball. A Sarasota artist showing off his team spirit on beer cans this weekend. Timothy Raines painted his take on the Rays Sunburst logo on Budweiser beer cans. He then passed the cans out to the first group of fans who walked through the gates at Tropicana Field. He says most of his paintings are big and bold, so being restricted to a 3 by 2 inch space was a challenge, but he did make it work, and I think the fans liked them too. Let's get back to the kitchen now with Chef Judy. She's making us today a chicken pesto pasta. Judy?
You got that right, Scott. So let's take the chicken. I've already cut it into strips. Then I learned this trick from a Jamie Oliver video. You're gonna line your cutting board with some plastic wrap. You're gonna chop up your herbs. I'm using basil and rosemary right from my earth boxes that are coming in just great. And in a few more weeks, I will be making some homemade pesto, but I'm really excited that I didn't have to worry about it today because it came from Peperonata. So I have some fennel salt. I love using fennel salt when it's made with the fennel pollen. It just gives this really good aroma. If you don't have fennel salt, you can certainly use fennel seed. Now, because I've already cut them into tenders, it doesn't need that much of a pounding out, but a little bit is going to help. Now, I love at the farmer's market when you have vendors that are going to tell you, go over and try this guy's stuffs. That's what I do. I found this great chili and garlic oil right next to Peperonata pasta, so that's going to add some clear spice and umph to it. We're also going to cook the chicken and the rest of the ingredients in a little grapeseed oil. That's going to hold the temperature well. So we're going to go ahead. We have our seasoned chicken tenders, so we're going to go ahead and add that. And then just because we use the chicken on the cutting board over here, we have to make sure that everything else that's going to go in the pan is going to be cooked fully. So that's going to work out fine. I'm going to take these gloves off right now, and you can see I have some chicken tenders that are just about done. Obviously, you can buy them already pre-cut, but at $2.99 a pound for the chicken breast, I'm going for the deal. So the herbs are holding really well to this, which is perfect. So we have more chicken going in this pan. What we're going to do next is we're going to take that beautiful Peperonata pasta pesto, and we're going to just give a little bit, because we're going to do the pesto in layers. Just do a little bit right there with the chicken that's almost done. And then I just want to wilt my spinach, so I have organic baby spinach, and I'm just going to lay that on top. And in another probably minute and a half, that spinach is going to cook down. If I want to add a little more, I can, but it's going to get all the flavors that we already have from that beautiful chili oil and fresh garlic and the pesto. So when we come back, let's add the pasta and finish up this delicious Monday dish.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Sarasota Magazine and PNC Wealth Management present the Best of Sarasota Soiree at Selby Gardens on April 24th.
It's an evening to sip, savor, and celebrate Sarasota Manatee's Best of Winners.
This year will be full of Warhol-inspired surprises, entertainment, and a tribute to those representing the best in our community.
Come join ABC7 for all the fun.
Get your tickets today at SarasotaMagazine.com.
Florida Studio Theater presents Piano Men, held over by popular demand through April 2nd. Attributing the virtuosity and elegance of the Piano Man, Piano Men features the works of 20th century's best pianists and songwriters. Featuring songs from music icons such as Billy Joel, Stevie Wonder, and Barry Manilow, don't miss what critics are saying is energetic, with fun and playful performances that evokes hits of an era. Piano Men is held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting FloridaStudioTheater.org.
Don't miss Southwest Florida's largest barbecue and bluegrass event Friday, April 14th and Saturday, April 15th, when the 8th annual Suncoast Barbecue and Bluegrass Bash returns to Venice. Bring the whole family and enjoy genuine competition barbecue and award-winning bluegrass entertainment. Please join us for a finger-licking and hot-picking good time April 14th and 15th at the Suncoast Barbecue and Bluegrass Bash. Free admission, parking, entertainment, and family activities. Get all the details at suncoastbarbecuebash.com.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Tragedy at a hotel pool over the weekend in Michigan when a teen dies after being poisoned by carbon monoxide. Police say the 13-year-old boy was swimming in a pool with 5 other kids Saturday morning at the Quality Inn and Suites when a hotel staffer saw them lying unconscious on the pool deck. All 6 of the kids were rushed to the hospital, but one boy, Brian Watts, died on the way.
All I remember is me just passing out and hitting my head.
They were trying to get oxygen, but there was no life in those bodies. I mean, absolutely nothing. I couldn't even see them breathing.
A pool heater that was not properly ventilated is being blamed for the poisoning. All of the kids are out of the hospital now. 4 officers were also treated and released as well. Family and friends released balloons over the weekend in memory of Brian. The boys were actually celebrating his birthday. New at noon here at home, deputies in Manatee County are investigating an overnight armed robbery. This took place at a Walgreens store on 14th Street West in Bradenton. Deputies say 2 men went inside. They ordered the pharmacist to open the drug cabinet. They then took off, but didn't seem like they took anything from the store. The suspects are described as 2 black males, one wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt, the other a dark sweatshirt and pants. Both had their faces covered. No one was hurt. Major drug bust in Charlotte County. Charlotte County Sheriff's deputies arresting 2 men Friday on narcotics charges. Peter Perry and Daniel Grove were both found with at least 20 grams of marijuana. Deputies and the SWAT team searching the Port Charlotte home found drugs along with large amounts of cash. If you know of any illegal drug activity in your neighborhood, you're asked to call the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office Narcotics Unit or Crime Stoppers at 800-780-TIPS. National Crime Victims' Rights Week kicking off over the weekend here on the Suncoast. It raises awareness about resources for crime victims in our community. According to FDLE, nearly 10,000 crimes were reported last year in Sarasota and Manatee counties. Victim advocates say people don't often realize that help is available afterwards.
Just because you got beat up by some guy at the bar, or your spouse, or you got robbed, that victimization doesn't define you. That's not who you are.
Each county is taking part in Crime Victims Week to celebrate the life of those victims and invite anyone to come learn more about the resources available. Sarasota County's vigil takes place tonight at Lee Wetherington Boys and Girls Club on Fruitville Road. It starts at 6:30. Manatee County will hold its vigil tomorrow in Bradenton at the Renaissance on 9th, starting at 7 p.m. In national news, new developments on a teacher who ran away with a former student. Police have new photos that show the pair in Oklahoma. ABC's Ava Pilgrim has more.
Nebraska police posting this surveillance cam photo of what they say could be Tad Cummins with 15-year-old Elizabeth Thomas at a McDonald's this past Sunday. While they haven't been able to positively identify them yet, this new video of the pair in Oklahoma gives fresh clues in the 3-week search for the Tennessee teen and her alleged kidnapper.
It was good to be able to see her face again.
50-year-old Tad Cummins and 15-year-old Elizabeth Thomas captured on security cameras at a Walmart in Oklahoma City 2 days after her disappearance, nearly 700 miles away from her home in Columbia, Tennessee. The new pictures showing small changes to their appearance. Thomas's hair darkened red, Cummins' gray facial hair now brown. Investigators say the pair bought food in the store, paying with cash. This morning, authorities are still trying to determine if they were still traveling in Cummins' silver SUV.
He was certainly putting a lot of planning into disappearing. He searched what size mattress will fit in the back of a Nissan Rogue. Can that particular model be traced via GPS?
The two disappearing after Cummins was accused of having an inappropriate relationship with his teenage student, allegedly writing intimate emails and even reportedly caught kissing Thomas.
He was trying to romantically persuade her to come to him.
While authorities say they don't know where Cummins was planning to go, they are now saying they do know that he packed warm weather clothes, shorts, and T-shirts for this trip.
Please, if you have a sighting, call 911 as soon as possible. That's the only way we can move forward.
This morning, investigators say they have no idea where the two could be, but these new images giving her family new hope.
I feel at least hopeful that I've seen her. Elizabeth, if you can hear me, please come back to us.
Ava Pilgrim reporting. The National Weather Service confirming a tornado hit the community of Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, flipping a mobile home, killing a woman and her 3-year-old daughter inside. A tornado with peak winds of 110 miles an hour traveled for nearly a mile on the ground. It had a width of only about 20 yards. The storm also damaged homes and buildings and knocked down power lines in Alexandria, Louisiana. Let's check on our weather now. Meteorologist John Scalzi is back, and it's been hot and humid, I guess, are the two key words, right?
Well, it's feeding another system. That same system, actually, is moved a little bit further to the east. And right now, you have a tornado watch up for areas of North Florida. Over 20 reports of wind damage from storms earlier today. So that system is still alive and kicking. Right. But its impact on us is not a whole lot more than that warm, humid air you feel out there. Yeah. So we're lucky in that regard. We have on the Van Wezel webcam a few fair weather clouds that have moved in over the course of the morning. And they've kind of left us behind now, and most of the cloud cover that builds will be in inland areas later this afternoon. Our temperatures are just so warm and humid, as Scott was alluding to. We've got 86 in Sarasota, 82 in Venice, 81 in Inglewood, 86 degrees in Bradenton. Yeah, it's going to be a warm and steamy afternoon. We do have a chance of seeing an inland shower, and it will be a breezy day today. Excuse me. We'll have that complete forecast for you coming up in just a few. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. The Sarasota County Brady chapter is hosting a gun violence forum this afternoon. The discussion will cover a variety of issues, including the current 30-plus gun bills that are in the Florida State Legislature. Guest speakers will include a parent whose child was killed during the Sandy Hook massacre in 2012. Florida Coalition to Prevent Gun Violence will also be in attendance. The event starts at 1:30 at the Selby Library in downtown Sarasota. It is free and open to the public. Today marks the start of H-1B visa season. The visa allows U.S. employers to temporarily employ foreign workers in specialty occupations. Last year, the cap of 85,000 visas was reached in less than a week, and 236,000 petitions were submitted. When demand exceeds supply, visas are awarded through a lottery system. H-1B is a non-immigrant visa in the United States under the Immigration and Nationality Act. In Washington, President Trump's pick for the Supreme Court, Neil Gorsuch, is appearing before the Senate Judiciary Committee today. He's facing his first round of votes in the Senate, but Republicans still don't have the numbers needed to get him through. ABC's Maggie Rulli is in Washington with more.
With that, the fate of Judge Neil Gorsuch's seat on the Supreme Court is up for grabs. Republicans praise President Trump's pick for the Supreme Court as a traditionalist, someone who strictly follows the rule of the Constitution, and note that he already faced more than 20 hours of testimony before the committee.
Judge Gorsuch is eminently qualified. He's a mainstream judge who's earned the universal respect of his colleagues on the bench and in the bar.
But Democrats question his record, largely made up of right-of-center rulings, and many are still upset that Republicans didn't even give former President Obama's pick a chance, refusing to hold a hearing in the Senate for Merrick Garland.
There was simply no reason that the nomination of Judge Garland
could not proceed other than to deny the then President of the United States, President Barack Obama, the ability to fill the seat.
Now, many are threatening to counter with a filibuster, effectively blocking Gorsuch's nomination. But Republicans, they're armed with the weapon of their own, the nuclear option, changing Senate rules so that a simple majority of 51 votes could overcome a filibuster instead of the current 60-vote requirement. Judge Gorsuch has been able to pick up a couple votes from across the aisle, as Senator Joe Donnelly of Indiana said he'll support the nominee. He's the third Democrat to break ranks. But Senate Republicans still need 5 more Democrats to bring the nomination to a vote. Otherwise, going nuclear may be their only option. If Republicans choose to go nuclear, it could change the rules not just for this vote, but for every vote in the future, meaning the filibuster may become a thing of the past. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Washington.
President Trump's old Ferrari has a new owner. It sold at a Florida auction for $270,000. Trump purchased the cherry red Ferrari coupe a decade ago and then sold it in 2011. It had less than 2,400 miles on it. The auction house isn't releasing the buyer or seller's name, but we're told it did sell in just a few minutes. Let's get back to the kitchen now and see how lunch is coming along with ABC 7 culinary director Judy Gallagher. Judy?
Scott, I hope you're hungry. It's coming along great. So remember, we use the chicken, pounding it out, cutting it into strips with the fresh herbs and that beautiful fennel salt that has a fennel powder I love so much. Another great cheat is to get the Rao's brand of this marinated sweet roasted peppers. It also has raisins and pine nuts in it, and this is just going to bring a brightness and a great flavor profile. And if you're in a hurry, you don't want to have to do your own peppers, I just find this a really easy dish. Now, if you're going to be observing Passover, believe it or not, finally they have come out with a kosher for Passover pasta that I've seen at Publix. So you could certainly substitute that. Let's get over to this pan. This can all be done in one pan, but just for the sake of time, I have organic grape tomatoes. We're going to flash them in the pan with that chili oil that I got down at the farmer's market, salt and pepper, just to warm it. Now, what I did was, in this previous pan, I removed the chicken and the spinach so it doesn't overcook. So just when you get that chicken tender is really when you want to pull it. Quick flash, right? In it goes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the rest of the pesto, and then we're going to add the pasta. Oh, this is going to be so good and so bright and so many options. You could use cannelloni beans if you wanted in this. You could substitute, of course, always one of my favorite things to do is the zucchini noodles with your spiralizer or veggetti. That's perfect. So we cook the pasta about 4 minutes into boiling salted water, and then we add the pasta right into the pan. Now we have all these great flavors that are going on, right? Because we have the garlic, we have the pesto, we have the peppers with the gold raisins, and that just totally brings it up another level. So we let this sit for, probably no more than a minute, and then I'm just gonna add the mini mozzarella balls, the fresh mozzarella balls, and we will be ready to serve when we come back in just a few minutes.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, April 15th. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Don't miss movies at the Sarasota Film Festival, plus a red carpet recap from opening night and Harry's Continental Kitchen. Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
fun for the whole family. The 25th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County. Fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment. With headliners, the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Kim Betts, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4. Children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Venice Airport Festival grounds.
Tickets are going fast for My Hometown Fest, being held from noon till 5 p.m. Saturday, April 15th at Nathan Benderson Park. Enjoy foods from 40 area restaurants, 60-plus craft beers, live music, and lots of fun. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
It's a steamy day. We'll probably be very close to, or maybe even crack a daytime record today. 86 degrees the current air temperature. 62 the dew point, and a south wind at 20. If we make it up another 2 degrees, we'll tie the record. A lot of sunshine out there, so there's no reason to think we won't keep rising in temperatures, although the south wind now coming in off Gulf waters will, I think, mitigate a little bit just how warm we will get. Water temperatures are still a little cooler. We're looking at 84 in Lakewood Ranch, Parrish at 86, Bradenton at 86, Inglewood at 81, Venice at 82, and winds brisk now out of the south at about 15 to 20 everywhere you look. Rip currents are a problem along our area beaches, so pay attention to those lifeguard flags. One little area of cloudiness producing some rain showers out in the Gulf. Otherwise, all eyes are focused on this extremely long line of showers and thunderstorms stretching from Louisiana Delta really all the way up into Kentucky and Tennessee. All part of a cold front and low pressure area that's producing some pretty rough weather, especially in parts of Florida right now. The panhandle of Florida getting hit hard by some strong storms. Atlanta Airport also being impacted by some of those storms. This area of low pressure really not going to impact us all that much. One kind of putting the attack together back to the west will eventually move through here in a modified form and will bring us some cooler, drier air just in time for the weekend. I should say more seasonable weather. The low pressure area lifts off to the north, and the frontal system attached to it kind of stalls out over North Florida. It'll eventually just wash away, but it will sink far enough south that we might be able to increase our rain chances to about 20% tomorrow. That's really about it. It's not going to be a washout by any stretch of the imagination. What they're seeing in the panhandle, we will not see here on the Suncoast. We're looking at a warm and humid afternoon, lots of sunshine around, breezy afternoon temperatures, again, very warm. A isolated inland shower is possible today with a little bit of a sea breeze, though the sea breeze won't be all that strong. And we'll look for a much cooler weekend and much lower humidity. The weekend looks like it's going to be sensational as the next frontal boundary comes our way. You can see all the cloud cover. They have been socked in today in parts of the panhandle. Our rainfall futurecast put into motion shows we stay pretty dry around here, maybe an inland shower or two, as you just saw, and then the frontal boundary kind of just fades away tomorrow to the north of us. But we're still in that warm, moist flow, so with that and a little daytime heating, maybe an isolated shower will pop up. South-southeast wind coming in at about 15 to 20 today, 2 to 4 foot seas, choppy conditions on your bay and inland waters. And in the extended range, I'm waiting for Friday. That front comes through, slices humidity, lowers our temperatures in the low 70s. Scott?
Delightful. Thank you, John. Sarasota Farmers Market is not changing locations anytime soon. Market organizers agreeing to keep the weekly event on State Street, even as construction continues in the surrounding area. Organizers say they were also afraid of losing their spot to a competing vendor if they moved. A proposal was recently discussed to move it to State Street to First Street. But several merchants objected to that, hoping to keep the business coming their way at its current and longtime location. The Tampa Bay area isn't the only place with some pirates. The Anna Maria Island Privateers hosting its Plunder Fest this weekend in Bradenton. It was all to raise money for their iconic pirate ship, a renovated school bus, which has seen better days. The group is hoping to get in shape for their annual parades. Every year it hosts a 4th of July parade and Christmas parade on Anna Maria Island. The Anna Maria Island Privateers have been around on the Suncoast for the past 46 years and have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars in the past for local students to receive scholarships for college. When we come back, we'll wrap up in the kitchen with Chef Judy. And age may be just a number, but for one Hollywood legend, she finds herself older than she expected. We'll tell you why right after this.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Don't miss movies at the Sarasota Film Festival, plus a red carpet recap from opening night and Harry's Continental Kitchen. Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
The Sarasota Film Festival is March 31st through April 9th, featuring independent films from around the world, panels, parties, and conversations with stars, all happening in downtown Sarasota.
You don't want to miss it, so get your festival guide and choose the films and events you want to attend.
Buy your tickets online, by phone, or at the Hollywood 20 box office. They go fast, so get them now.
So join us to see and be seen.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular received a J.D. Power Award for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and switch now. For a limited time, get your first month of service free. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
There you go. What do you think, John?
It's delicious.
Good. Get that brightness from the chili oil with the peppers. Good. It's so fresh in a bright, creative dish, whether you're cooking on a Monday or a weekend pleasure. And John, you keep eating, because I need to remind everybody to go on our dining page, because we have a contest every week throughout the year. You can log on to mysuncoast.com/dining, and you can click on where the contest is, sign up for our newsletter. You'll get extra recipes and reviews, and you'll be entered to win a $50 gift card to one of our great restaurant partners.
Can't beat that.
You can't beat that. Plus, you can get the video of John eating pasta.
And there's some great recipes on that website. We have built up a catalog.
We really have. We're getting to be as big as the Beatles, I think, with all our great guest chefs and all.
I think so. This is delicious. Give it a try. A really nice, quick meal, too.
Yeah, it really is.
Good
Next
stuff.
to no time, and you can really enjoy.
Yep, absolutely great.
Scott?
Thank you both. Bob Dylan and his Nobel Prize, have finally caught up with each other after becoming the first musician ever to win the world's most coveted literature award last year. The famously elusive singer seemed to be having commitment issues about actually claiming it. But that ended over the weekend at a small private ceremony in Stockholm, Sweden. Dylan picked up his Nobel medal, and a Swedish Academy official described him as, quote, a very nice, kind man. No one is too old to work one of the most coveted runway spots on television for the upcoming cycle of America's Next Top Model. Host Tyra Banks says there will be no maximum age limit. She says as long as aspiring models can learn the ropes of the industry and master the smile with their eyes, they can be on the show. And happy birthday to Doris Day, the Hollywood legend turning 93 today, or so we thought. The Associated Press turned up a copy of her birth certificate, proving she was actually born in 1922, which makes her 95 years old. The actress issued a statement on the discovery saying, quote, it's great to finally know how old I really am. She also says age is just a number. How about that? Still going at 95.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It looks wonderful.
Yeah. Most people wouldn't want to find out they're older.
No.
No, it's certainly not me.
She's had a lot of fun. Have a great day ahead. We'll see you again at 5.
Just go do it. Go do it. If you're not in control, then who is? Live above the influence.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Don't miss movies at the Sarasota Film Festival, plus a red carpet recap from opening night and Harry's Continental Kitchen. Today at 4 on Suncoast View.